Careblazer, I no longer focus, think about, or even try to engage in self-care, and I would encourage you to do the same. Stick with me and keep listening. I just checked my Instagram. If you don't know, I do daily tips, motivation, and support over there on my Instagram channel. And somebody wrote in and said, I get my nails done and get my hair done regularly. I know that's selfish of me. And was talking about how, she does that for her own self-care. How many of you struggle with self-care? Maybe you think it's selfish, or even if you know logically that it's okay to do, you still struggle with the guilt. Here's why I don't focus on self-care at all, and I really don't even use that word. Self-care comes with so much grief. Self-care comes with so much guilt. People have such a hard time with this, thinking that somehow when you engage in self-care, it is for some reason a detriment to somebody else. It is something that we feel like we have to hide or be ashamed of or feel guilty of, especially if another caregiver can't do the same. But here's why self-care really is just a lie, and it's not even real. Self-care is really just life care. It is just care for your life. And I believe that anything you do to improve your life is also to improve your loved one's life, even if they have nothing to do with it, even if your loved one isn't also getting their hair done. There is nothing you can do to truly improve your life that would not have a positive benefit to your loved one with dementia. And this is why. If we were to put on the back burner things that are in our best interest, that are good for our health, how do you think that would look, and what would that lead to years down the road? I'll tell you what it leads to, and you can probably tell me as well. It's going to lead to extreme stress, burnout. It's going to lead to us not taking our own appointments, missing our own appointments, not taking our own vitamins, not doing the basic things that we need to do to stay healthy, let alone the other things that rejuvenate us, replenish us, refresh us, like maybe getting a massage, maybe going on walks, maybe having coffee with a friend. All of these things we consider self-care, so somehow self-care seems like it's this optional luxury, when quite frankly, it's life care. And if you don't care for your life, then you will not be able to care for your loved one's life. Did you just hear that? If you don't care for your own life, you cannot care for your loved one's life. What's going to happen without you? I mean, pause and think about it. We have to make sure we are on to our brains when our brains think things like, we shouldn't do this, this is selfish, this isn't necessary. You know the answer about whether or not how necessary that thing is. How do you show up when you are totally stressed out, burned out, overwhelmed? How do you show up to your own life, but also caring for your loved ones? It's not very good. Putting yourself on the back burner isn't going to give great care to your loved one. So now, I don't want this to be a video on, okay, but what do I do? What are all the things? I can't do anything. Because yes, you can, we all can. I'll do another video on that, of all of the things that self-care is. Self-care is not a spa appointment, a vacation. It doesn't even need to cost extra time or money. There's so many things we could do for self-care. I will post another video all about that. And if you want to share what you do for self-care, leave it below. Can we just normalize that this is life care? It's not about ourselves, because anything you do for yourself is going to benefit your loved one, or things you do to yourself that aren't a benefit to you will be a detriment to your loved one. Do you agree with this? You see what I'm getting at? Like, we have to break the thought and the beliefs and what we've been accustomed to, what we've kind of grown up believing, the things we have internalized, the beliefs we have internalized and are believing that we don't want to believe, and quite frankly aren't even true, like somehow self-care is selfish. So this is the main reason why I don't even like to use the word self-care, because it's never just for the self. Whenever you're at your best, it's always benefiting other people around you. And so I like to use life care. And I would encourage you to think about it in this way as well, especially when you notice any sort of guilt coming up, any sort of frustration coming up, any sort of you feeling ashamed or embarrassed that you are going to do something you really enjoy because you somehow think it's going to hurt your loved one, or that it's not fair because other caregivers can't do it. Let me tell you, you suffering and withholding something from yourself that could help you it also does not help any other caregiver in the world. It doesn't help your loved one. So we fall into these traps in our thoughts and in our brain that we don't even question. We don't even question when we do something nice for ourselves, it's somehow negative toward another caregiver. We just kind of somehow believe it and don't want to talk about it and don't want to say anything about it. And I'm going to do another video on compare and despair and how when we compare ourselves to other people's situation, in the end, it just makes us feel worse. Also, we don't want to be tearing other caregivers down who do seem to have an ability to do something nice for themselves. Like, we want to support one another, most importantly, support ourselves. So this is what's on my mind today. There's no such thing as self-care. It's never just for yourself, because when you're at your best, you'll be able to show up in caregiving at your best, which is going to benefit your loved one with dementia. So call that friend if you can, go for that walk if you can, eat that healthy meal if you can. Let me know what's the one thing you will start doing and catch yourself if the guilt starts to creep in, because you realize it's never about just self. It's about total. It's about life. This is life care.
Also, Nico gets a belly rub for every person who subscribes from this video. So if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button. It's totally free. And Nico says, thank you very much.